Hi friends, my name is Nathan, but you can call me Nat. I am an astronaut at NASA. Please like and subscribe before I continue with my story. I have been working as an astronaut for NASA for over a decade. I've been on multiple missions to space, including several trips to the International Space Station ISS and a few spacewalks. I've seen the Earth from a perspective that very few people have had the privilege to see, and I've conducted research that has contributed to our understanding of the universe. But despite all of my experience, I still get a little bit nervous before each launch. One of my most recent missions was to conduct research on the effects of long-term space travel on the human body. I was to spend 6 months on the ISS, conducting experiments and collecting data that would help us prepare for future missions to the Moon and Mars. I was excited about the opportunity to contribute to this important research, but I was also a little bit apprehensive. After all, 6 months is a long time to be away from home and family. The day of the launch arrived, and I put on my bulky spacesuit and made my way to the launch pad. I was surrounded by my fellow astronauts, as well as a team of engineers and technicians who had worked tirelessly to prepare for this mission. As we waited for the countdown to begin, my nerves began to kick in. I tried to focus on the task at hand, but my mind kept drifting to thoughts of everything that could go wrong. Finally, the countdown reached 0, and the engines of the rocket roared to life. I felt the force of the launch pressing me back into my seat, and I knew that there was no turning back now. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, trying to steady my nerves. And then, just like that, we were in space. The view from the spacecraft window was breathtaking. The Earth was a blue and white marble below us, and the stars were shining brightly all around. I felt a sense of awe and wonder, and all of my nerves were forgotten. As we approached the ISS, I knew that I was exactly where I was meant to be. The next 6 months were a blur of activity. I conducted experiments, collected data, and communicated with mission control back on Earth. I also had some time to reflect on my experience and the beauty of our planet and the universe. I missed my family and friends, but I knew that the research I was conducting was important and that it would help us take the next step in space exploration. Finally, the day of my return arrived, and I boarded the spacecraft that would bring me back to Earth. As we re-entered the atmosphere, I felt a sense of longing for the weightlessness of space. But I also felt a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. I had been a part of something truly great, and I knew that my experience and data would contribute to the future of space exploration. Another story. I had always dreamed of becoming an astronaut and exploring the vastness of space. After years of training and hard work, I finally got my chance when I was selected to be part of a mission to explore a nearby planet that had been recently discovered. The planet was similar to Earth, and the scientific community was eager to learn more about it. We were to spend several months on the planet's surface, conducting research and collecting samples. I was part of a team of 6 astronauts, and we trained for months before the launch to prepare for the mission. The day of the launch finally arrived, and I put on my spacesuit and made my way to the spacecraft. I felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as I took my seat in the cockpit. We blasted off into space, and soon we were orbiting the planet. As we landed on the planet's surface, I was struck by its beauty. The sky was orange and red, and the landscape was covered in strange, alien vegetation. We immediately set to work, collecting samples and studying the planet's geology and atmosphere. The planet turned out to be more hostile than we had anticipated. The atmosphere was filled with toxic gases, and the temperature was extremely hot. We had to wear specialized suits to protect ourselves, and we could only work for short periods at a time. Despite the challenges, we were making progress in our research. We discovered that the planet had a complex ecosystem, and that there were signs of past intelligent life. We were able to collect valuable data and samples that would be analyzed by scientists back on Earth. However, things took a turn for the worse when our spacecraft malfunctioned and we were stranded on the planet. We had to use all of our training and resources to survive and repair the spacecraft. After several weeks of hard work, we were able to fix the spacecraft and return safely to Earth. It was a difficult and dangerous mission, but also a very rewarding one. I had the opportunity to explore a new world and make a valuable contribution to the scientific community. The mission also taught me the importance of teamwork, perseverance, and adaptability in the face of challenges. A final story. I had always been fascinated by the stars, and I knew from a young age that I wanted to become an astronaut. After completing my education and training, I was finally selected for a mission to explore a distant moon that had been recently discovered. The moon had been identified as having conditions that could potentially support life, and the scientific community was eager to learn more about it. I was part of a team of 4 astronauts, and we spent months training and preparing for the mission. The day of the launch finally arrived, and I put on my spacesuit and made my way to the spacecraft. As we blasted off into space, I felt a mix of excitement and fear. I knew that this was a dangerous mission and that anything could happen. As we approached the moon, I was awestruck by its beauty. The surface was covered in craters and mountains, and there were strange, alien plants and animals everywhere. We landed on the surface and immediately set to work, collecting samples and studying the moon's geology and atmosphere. We quickly discovered that the moon was home to a diverse and complex ecosystem. There were creatures unlike anything we had ever seen before, and we were able to collect valuable data and samples that would be analyzed by scientists back on Earth. However, things took a turn for the worse when one of our team members was injured during a spacewalk. We had to use all of our training and resources to care for our injured teammate and repair the spacecraft. It was a tense and difficult situation, but we were able to safely return to Earth. It was a challenging and dangerous mission, but it was also one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. I had the opportunity to explore a new world and make a valuable contribution to the scientific community. The mission also taught me the importance of teamwork and the importance of being prepared for any situation. If you liked this story, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment letting me know what you thought. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting content like this. Thanks for watching.